In September of 2023, CD Projekt Red released an expansion entitled Phantom Liberty, which adds more additional content to Cyberpunk 2077 on top of the already incredible amount of changes and improvements that CD Projekt Red have added onto Cyberpunk 2077. This was released around the same time as the 2.0 overhaul, so it's nice to see that CD Projekt Red is continuing to improve Cyberpunk, and even a few days ago, the game received yet another update. Phantom Liberty is certainly a great expansion and adds on top of the already incredible Cyberpunk 2077. And look at that, they've added a pyramid. Isn't that cool? Pyramids are really cool, but don't ask me why. The main character outside of V is Solomon Reed, who is played by Idris Elba. That's right, Stacker Pentecost himself. And Idris Elba is sort of like a de facto Johnny Silverhand in this game, where you basically take orders from him and he follows you around and stuff. It just sounds like Idris Elba, because it basically is just Idris Elba. And Songbird, or Sumi is her real name, is a really cool character too. She has an engram just like you, and she is slowly dying and wants to keep herself alive. So she basically tells you that we might be able to get a cure, and I can help you fix your engram issue. So in terms of just general gameplay, it's more or less the same. The combat hasn't changed very much because it's still the same combat. It's really just the story that's going to be a lot different. And you're also introduced to President Myers, who is the president of the NUSA, or the New United States of America. And she and Idris Elba, or I should say Solomon Reed, are working together to try to capture Songbird because she's being held for high treason and they want to get her back. Meanwhile, Songbird wants you to help her escape so she can help you to find a cure for your engram. So there's already a bit of a dilemma. You have to kind of pick a side. Should you go with Solomon Reed or should you go with Songbird? And I think it's just a really interesting and well-crafted story. It really tests who your loyalty aligns with. But absolutely, my favorite part of Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty was the casino section, in which you were introduced to two new characters, Aurora and Emmerich. These two characters, I think, certainly were the highlights of Phantom Liberty because they, despite only having maybe 30 minutes of screen time in total, definitely were the highlight of this entire thing. Idris Elba and, I should say, Solomon Reed and Songbird were very cool too. But the twins absolutely were the coolest parts of this expansion. And as I said, the casino was really nice too. And plus, we even had a cameo from Lizzie Wizzy herself. So she shows up again. She does have a new voice actor, so she's not voiced by Grimes anymore. But also, if you completed the mission Violence in the main story, she does give you like her headpiece, which I think is pretty cool. So Lizzie Wizzy also has like a big performance in the game as well, and you can watch the entire thing or you can just skip and just go straight to the story stuff. I guess now I'll be discussing the endings of Cyberpunk's expansion, Phantom Liberty. So there's about 4 different endings you can do. You can either help Reed and Myers capture Songbird, and as a result, you get your cure and all that stuff. Or you can help Songbird escape. You can help her launch to the moon. You don't get the cure, and you have to take Reed out before you can put her inside the shuttle. But it's just like, no matter what V does, it really just does not work out in their favor. I chose, at least the first time, to help Songbird escape and send her to the moon. And then you learn that Songbird basically just lies to you and that there's only one cure and that it's all like being held or reserved for her. So you find out that although you help Songbird escape, you get nothing out of it in the end. And it basically just goes right back to the old Cyberpunk 2077. They're like, congratulations, I guess. But if you help Reed capture Songbird, you learn that you do have a cure and you can get it, and V is completely cured afterwards. However, they end up in a coma for 2 years, and then all of their friends and all the acquaintances that they met over the course of the story just kind of move on and forget about them for a while. And you lose the ability to use all of your cyberware afterwards, so it really just seems like no matter what V does, they just kind of get screwed over in the end. But I think that the Songbird Moon ending is probably the best. And once again, look at that, there's a pyramid, isn't that nice? So yeah, Phantom Liberty was a really cool expansion. Um, as I said, great characters, great writing, great dialogue, and voice acting once again. I think it's a very worthy expansion.